Hey guys, this is Dan Seifer from MobileBurn.com, and right now we're taking a look at the Samsung Dart for T-Mobile. This is an entry-level Android device with a budget-minded customer in view, but it does have some nice features and specs, and we're going to take a quick look at it. So from the get-go, what you can see here is it's an all-touchscreen device. You've got a 3.1-inch touchscreen on the front here, above 4 capacitive buttons at the bottom that will light up. There we go. And then you've got your earpiece at the top here. There's no front-facing camera on this model, as it is a budget version of a smartphone, so you're not going to see too many bells and whistles. And the screen itself is actually pretty low resolution. It's a QVGA screen, meaning that it has 240 by 320 pixels of resolution, so it's a bit less than what we're used to seeing, and if you get close to it, you can certainly see some pixels and resolution problems. Everything on the screen looks also a bit large for a screen of this size. Taking a look at the side of the phone, it's 12.2 millimeters thick, but it's fairly lightweight. It's only 108 grams, and it's got this kind of like a soft touch coating all around it. On this side of the phone, you've got your volume keys here, and then a little lanyard loop. And then on top, you've got your micro USB charging and syncing port, and your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. On the other side, you've got your power switch, which also unlocks the phone when it's in sleep, and you've got a micro SD card slot, and preloaded in there is a 2 GB micro SD card. The bottom of the phone is pretty Spartan. All you've got is a hole for a microphone, and then this kind of ridged field pattern to it. The back of the device, you can see you've got this soft touch cover on the back with almost a golf ball pattern here, which gives you some grip. Feels fairly nice, and then we've got a 3 megapixel camera there. And that's pretty much it as far as the hardware goes. It's pretty straightforward. You've got your standard Android buttons, of course, and then your touchscreen, and that's all the inputs on this. Taking a look at the battery underneath the cover here, Samsung Dart features a 1200 milliamp hour battery that Samsung and T-Mobile claims you can get 8 hours of talk time with, or up to almost 14 days of standby time. It's a small capacity battery, but the carrier is saying that you should get a fair amount of usage out of it, certainly enough for a full day. Now this is running Android 2.2 Froyo, and it's got Samsung's TouchWiz interface on it, as you can see. It's fairly fast. As you can see, there isn't really too much lag whatsoever in use of this. This has a 600 megahertz processor, but because of that low resolution screen, it really doesn't have to work too hard to push things around, so things tend to open pretty quickly for you without too much lag. Even scrolling through the contacts, which we usually see a lot of issues and lag on lower powered phones, is no problem on the Dart here. Now if you notice here, the contacts have been synchronized with a Facebook account. You can do that automatically in the account settings. You don't actually need to have the Facebook app installed to synchronize with your Facebook account. And you can also synchronize with a Twitter account or a MySpace account easily by just signing in there. T-Mobile and Samsung have left a lot open on this as far as applications go. They didn't really add too many. There's a basic files manager that we see a lot on TouchWiz phones. There's a My Account app for T-Mobile and a My Device app. Swipe is pre-included as well. There's a task manager, ThinkFree Office, and Wi-Fi calling, and then a voice recorder. So there really isn't too many extra applications on here, which is nice to see. It's a nice trend that we're hoping that a lot more carriers get on board with. Up here you can see that, yes, this does support Wi-Fi calling, so you can use your Wi-Fi network to make phone calls if you'd like. If you have that feature on your account, I believe it's free, but it does use your plan minutes. And then you can see we've got the different toggles up here for the TouchWiz notification bar, so you can easily turn on and off various functions. Taking a look at the email client, we can see that it's your pretty standard email client here. You've got multiple message management and starring of messages. It supports formatted text. As you can see, we've got different formats of text there, and you do have pinch to zoom and double tap to zoom, or no double tap to zoom, but it does have pinch to zoom. We open up the browser here. The browser isn't the fastest thanks to the 600 megahertz processor. And because of the low resolution screen, it can be difficult to read text on websites without zooming in a long ways. But it does support pinch to zoom, as you can see. And it also supports double tap to zoom. There we go. And once it loads, should reflow the text for us. Or maybe not. So you can see browsing isn't the best on the Dart thanks to the low-res screen. It does look like it has flash support. And you can play embedded videos there. Hey guys, this is Dancy from MobileBurn.com, and I've got Bravo here with me from Playing with Gaming, and he's showing me off the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play, which is going to be arriving for. There you go. Now the browser does support multiple window views, so you can open up a couple windows at the same time and then switch between them, like so. The text messaging client is pretty sparse. It's not too different than what we've seen before, but we get an idea of the swipe keyboard here. Let's send a and it does support threaded text messaging here, so you'll see your replies and your sent messages in the same thread. The camera is a 3 megapixel unit that is capable of recording video, but it only records at QVGA resolution, so you're recording at 320 by 240 pixels of resolution, so not high def by any means. And there's no camera button, so you do have to use the on-screen button to take pictures, and it does not autofocus. So it is just snap a picture and you're done. It's fairly fast snapping pictures because it doesn't have to wait to autofocus, but we would really like to see an autofocus here. That's one feature that a lot of users look for. So there you have it. That's a real quick look at the Samsung Dart for T-Mobile. Entry-level Android device, runs Android 2.2 Froyo. It's got Samsung's TouchWiz interface on it. 3.1-inch screen, but it's a QVGA screen, so it is really pixely when you start to look at web pages and images and stuff. But the 600 megahertz processor seems to be fast enough in our tests, and it does not seem to be laggy like we would expect it to be. This is fairly free of any installed software as well, so you've got a pretty lightweight build that you can install your own software on. But otherwise, it's your basic entry-level Android phone. You can pick this up from T-Mobile now for free on contract, or if you were going on a prepaid route, they're selling it for about $149.99. So there you have it. This is Samsung Dart for T-Mobile. This is Dan Seifert from MobileBurn.com.